Good evening from my part of the world. It's another 8 p.m. 14 days to 14th September. How has your day been? Or how is yours going? It's 8 p.m. in my part of the world. Therefore, I say good evening and welcome to the live streaming for today. No matter the level of your life, there is a higher dimension you can reach. Don't settle. Don't settle. There is a higher dimension you can go. There is a higher dimension you can go. So don't settle. Don't believe in the lie that this is how it's going to be like forever. If you think your situation is so bad, you have the capacity to make that change. And if your life is in the way you are so excited about, hooray! But still don't settle. There is a higher dimension you can go. Let's have a conversation tonight. You know your comments, your thoughts are all welcome too. Don't settle. There is a higher dimension than you can go. Therefore, don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle. There is a higher dimension that you can go. Therefore, don't settle. Under no situation should you settle. Don't buy into that lie that if arrived, this is it, or there is nothing good that can happen for you in this life. They are all lies. Watch yesterday's conversation, the lying vanities. Don't settle for any reason. You have the capacity to transform your life into whatever you want to happen for you. Therefore, welcome to today's conversation too. Don't settle. No matter the level of your life, there is a higher dimension you can go. Therefore, don't settle. Don't settle. Under no circumstance should you settle. No, don't settle. Life is a journey of endless progression. Endless progression. Endless progression. If we say we are created in the image and likeness of God, what makes us think that wherever we are, we can do more, we can become more, our situations can't change? Then what is the use of His breath in us? We have the capacity to do more, to become more, and to give more to humanity. Therefore, let's understand that life is a journey of endless progression. Endless. Endless progression. No matter where you are today, whether you are succeeding beyond your dreams, struggling to find your footing, or somewhere in between, there is always a higher dimension. Wherever you are. Wanyama dia ukuma ukondo wiase na unsaka, you can still do more, you can still become more, and you can still give more to humanity. You are still struggling to even find your footing. There is still more you can go. Even if you are somewhere in between succeeding beyond your dreams and struggling to find your footing, in between somewhere, there is still and there is always a higher dimension waiting to be discovered. The abrabonity beer, you can go higher, You can evolve, you can become more, you can give more to humanity. Don't you ever buy into the lie. Said the Abrabonitis and no. Listen to your sister today. 14 days to 14 September, my 51st birthday, I am telling you that no matter where you are in this life, there is a higher dimension for you. Never settle, never buy into the lie. It's a lie, a lying vanity. Growth does not end at milestones, and fulfillment is not capped by yesterday's achievement. Because last year was so amazing for you means this year you should just settle. No, no. Growth does not end at milestones, and fulfillment is not capped by yesterday's achievements. Regardless of yesterday's achievement, you can do better. You can do more. Regardless of how the year has been so far, we can still do more. We can still do better, and we can still become more. We can still give more, and we can still do more. So never settle. Don't buy into the lie. It doesn't matter who is telling you. So they are all lying vanities. And the way we have the capacity to do more and to give more if only we arise and take hold of our lives and get to work. Growth does not end at milestones, and fulfillment is not capped at yesterday's achievements. The danger many face is not failure, but settling. When you school when you're Juma worry when I mean your good paying job and soon it be and so worry when you're a baby or say when you're in a car, no plan, no agenda. No, no, you'll be capped. You'll be capped. Don't settle. The danger many face is not failure, but settling. Settling convinces us that where we are is enough, even when our potential calls us higher. When our potentials call us higher. The danger many face, is not failure, but settling. In your 20s, 30s, you got parents, significant others, whatever, to guide you, put an agenda in place, futuristic enough. You got to 30s and 40s and, oh, hooray, you have arrived. When you're careful, you just waste that 10 years because you think you have arrived. So you be tempted to settle. The danger many face is not failure, but settling. Settling convinces us that where we are is enough, even when our potential calls us higher. It is settling that comes to you. Oh, look at your friends. Oh, look at your age mates. You are doing better. No, don't settle. That is a lying vanity. Don't buy into it. You waste your life. If you got people who are futuristic enough to guide you with your life, and even though you are in your 20s, but you have a beautiful foundation for your life, don't settle. Build. Don't wait to get into your 30s and 40s. Build upon that foundation. Don't settle. Don't settle. It is settling that convinces us that where we are is enough, even when potential calls us higher. When potential calls us higher, settling will convince us that where we are is enough. It is not enough. It is not enough. It is settling that convinces us that where we are is enough, even when potential is calling us into higher. Calling us into higher. And settling will convince us that where we are is enough. Human beings are wired for growth. The breath of God in us is wired for growth. We can't settle. We are not supposed to settle. Human beings are wired for growth. The mind craves expansion. The mind craves expansion. The heart yearns for deeper purpose. Regardless of your achievements yesterday, your heart is yearning for deeper purpose. Your heart is yearning for deeper purpose, just like your mind is craving for expansion. Your spirit longs for greater connections. To deny this upward pull is to stifle the very essence of life. You stifle it. The very essence of life. You cap it. Settling may offer comfort, but comfort zones are prisons that disguise themselves as safe haven. Omimpɛ me ho asɛm o, mekɔyɛ yi, na mekora sɛ meyɛ okay deɛ meyɛ yi ayɛ, mekɔyɛ wei aka ho na obi anya opportunity a ɔbɛkasa m'anim. No, it is settling. Settling offer comfort. There is no growth in there. Comfort zones are prisons that disguise themselves as safe havens. If potential is calling us into higher, we are not supposed to settle into the comfort zone. No, we refuse to settle. We refuse to settle. We refuse to settle. We are wired for growth. Our minds are craving expansion. Our hearts are yearning for deeper purpose. And our spirits long for greater connections. We can't settle. We can't settle. Let the rest settle. You can't settle because you are not meant for that. To deny this upward pull is to stifle the very essence of life. Settling may offer comfort, but comfort zones are prisons that disguise themselves as safe havens. Safe havens. There is nothing growth in our comfort zones. Once you settle in the comfort zone, understand that you are capped in this life. You are in a prison that disguises itself as a safe haven. The moment you stop stretching, you stop living, you merely exist. The very moment you decide that, oh, you have arrived, you can do it better, so you will not learn into it, you will not study into it, you will not get more knowledge and more information, that is when you stop living. The very moment you stop stretching, that is when you stop living. You merely exist. Your life just becomes robotic, merely existing, no growth. You are not living, you are not stretching, you are merely existing. History proves that greatness is birthed not by those who are satisfied with their current level, but by those who believed there was something more. They could do more. They could become more. History proves that greatness is birthed not by those who were satisfied with their current levels, but by those who believed that there was more to their lives. History has always proved that greatness is birthed not by those who were satisfied with their current levels, but by those who believed there was more. There was more to their lives. There was more they could do. There was more they could become. Those are the people who became great. Every breakthrough, every invention, every story of triumph was written by men and women who dared to see beyond their presence and reach for higher dimension. We can't settle. We can't settle. Every breakthrough, every invention, they fall, they fail, and still they kept going. Every invention, every story of triumph was written by people who dared to see beyond their present and reached for the higher dimension. Their lives remind us that mediocrity is a choice and excellence is a pursuit. Mediocrity is a choice and excellence is a pursuit. One of my professors told me some time ago that mediocrity is a choice. And as African as I am, look at me, building all the theories to prove him otherwise. But today I don't think like that anymore. I know everything is about choices in this life. Mediocrity is a choice, and excellence is a pursuit. While some are waiting to do great things, we can do small, little things and still do them greatly. And we'll be able to marinate into greatness. The very small things we do become great. So, yes, mediocrity is a choice, just like excellence is also a pursuit. Excellence, excellence is a pursuit. Excellence is a pursuit, just like mediocrity is also a choice. This does not mean living in restlessness or ingratitude for where we are. We are grateful for where we are now. We are grateful for the gift of life, but beyond living, what next? Are we just to, hooray, we are grateful for the gift of life and we go to sleep? Near the Ensashi and Demifem, and yes, and Yami boy, and we are just there, hoping and believing that a better day would come tomorrow. From where and from who? So, this does not mean living in restlessness. As young Kwan, yes, we are see the Biania crack, 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 because you need so baby. That is not what I'm saying. It doesn't mean we are ungrateful for life and for where we are. We appreciate where we are. We are grateful for where we are, but we know we can get more. We know we can become more. We know we can do more for humanity. Therefore, we refuse to settle. We refuse to settle. Whilst we know we can do more, we can become more, we can give more, we still enjoy where we are today. That one, no one and nothing can take it away from us. We are grateful. We are not living in restlessness or ingratitude for where we are, but we know we can become more. We can do more. We can give more. Gratitude and ambition must walk hand in hand. Gratitude and ambition must walk hand in hand. We are thankful for the level we've reached, but will never be deceived or will never deceive ourselves into thinking it is the peak. No, we'll forever be thankful. We'll forever be grateful for the level we've reached, but we'll never deceive ourselves into thinking, into believing that it is the peak. No, there is always more to learn, more to give, and more to become. If you get into the student mode, there is no way the universe won't teach you. There is no way that you won't get opportunity to learn. So we are thankful for the level we've reached, but we'll never deceive ourselves into believing, into thinking it is the peak. There is always more to learn. The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know much. The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know much. So anytime you encounter someone who thinks and believes they know more, they know it all, then it means they are not learners. It means they are not learners. The more you learn, the more you realize that you don't know much. So we are thankful for the level we've reached, but we'll never deceive ourselves into thinking it is the peak. There is always more to learn, more to become, and more to give. Life is too dynamic to be limited by stagnation. Life is too dynamic to be limited by stagnation. So refuse to settle. Refuse to believe that good is the enemy of better. Refuse to settle. Refuse to believe that good is the enemy of better, because yes, good is the enemy of better. Commit to stretching. Commit to growing. Commit to evolving. Look at yourself a year by now and see within yourself that growth has taken place. For every level of your life, there is a higher dimension waiting. For every level of your life, there is a higher dimension waiting. For every level of your life, there is a higher dimension awaiting. Therefore, don't just live, ascend. Let's let our desire be to ascend, to improve, to grow, to become, to evolve. Understand that good is the enemy of better, so you can stretch, grow, and evolve. If you settle for good, you miss better. If you settle for good, you miss better. In life, one of the greatest obstacles to true growth is not failure, but comfort, just like I said earlier. Success at one level can blind us to the possibilities of greater success at another. That is why sometimes people use the phrase successful failures. They are successful at one level and they are blinded so much that they forget about the other levels of their lives. So they are great CEOs, but bad spouses. And you can't even marry the two. They are great leaders out there, but the people around them can't feel that greatness. Success at one level can blind us to the possibilities of greater success at another level. If we see success as a holistic approach, every area of our life, we get to work there too. When things are good, it becomes tempting to stop striving. When things are good, it becomes tempting to stop striving. To rest in the satisfaction of the present and to believe we have arrived. When things are good, it becomes tempting to stop striving. So we rest in the satisfaction of the present and believe we have arrived. Me too, I've arrived. What more can you learn if you think and feel you have arrived? Yet history and experience teach us that good is often the enemy of better. So you have a good life, hooray, you can have a better life. You have a good relationship, hooray, you can have an awesome, a better relationship. Your health is good, you can still have an amazing health. You are financially solvent, but you can still do more to have good financial health. Good makes you comfortable, but better calls you to stretch. Good makes us comfortable, but better calls us to stretch. Good says you have achieved enough, but better whispers that your potential, that your potential, that your potential is not yet fully tapped. Good says you have arrived, you have achieved enough, you have done enough in that relationship. That is good speaking. Better, on the other hand, whispers that your potential is not yet fully tapped, that there's too much love in you that you can still do more and become more. Good settles for what is, while better demands that you evolve into what can be. Good settles for what is, while better demands that you evolve into what can be. Good will make us settle for what is, but better will demand that we evolve into what can be. Can you imagine the many lives and dreams that are stagnated not because of failure, but because of the unwillingness to leave the safety of good in pursuit of the uncertainty of better? Yeah. So sad, right? So sad. Can you imagine the many lives and dreams that are stagnated not because of failure, but because of the unwillingness to leave the safety of good in pursuit of the uncertainty of better? Growth requires courage. It means being willing to step beyond familiar routines. It means challenge old patterns and embrace new possibilities. In- Stretching is uncomfortable. Stretching is uncomfortable, but it is in discomfort that we find strength. Sometimes you don't even know your capacity until you stretch beyond the comfort. Sometimes you don't know how far you can go until you stretch beyond the comfort. So stretching is uncomfortable, but it is in discomfort that we find strength. Evolution demands sacrifice. If you and I want to evolve, then we would have to sacrifice. We have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. If we want to evolve, we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because stretching is uncomfortable, but it is in discomfort that you and I can find strength. Evolution demands sacrifice. The sacrifice of complacency, the letting go of old habits that are refusing to let us grow and become more. We know, and yet we are holding on to them as if our life depends on them. Evolution demands sacrifice. The sacrifice of complacency, the letting go of old habits, and the refusal to settle for mediocrity. The truth is, life has no ceiling. Life has no ceiling. There is always another dimension of wisdom, another dimension of mastery, another dimension of depth, a dimension of depth of purpose waiting to be unlocked. There is always something more that you and I can learn and can become. To evolve is to acknowledge that where you are today is not the final version of you. That is simply the definition I can give about evolution. To evolve is to accept that where we are today is not the final version of us. It is only a stepping stone. By aiming for better, you keep moving forward, unfolding layer after layer after layer of our true potential. Unfolding layer after layer of our true potential. So be grateful for good, but don't be deceived by it. Good is not the destination, it is the platform. Good is not the destination, it is the platform. Stretch, grow, and evolve. Good is not the destination, it is only the platform. And upon that platform, all that is required of us is for us to grow, stretch, and evolve. When we settle on that platform, we have capitalized on the losses. Because good is just supposed to be the platform. It is only by refusing to settle that we can discover the greatness that lies within us. It is only by refusing to settle that we'll discover the greatness that lies within us. If we settle, that is it. And the sad aspect of life is if we don't take the steps, we may never even know the capacity we have acquired. We wouldn't know the greatness that lies within us. It is only by refusing to settle that we discover the greatness that lies within us. So life has no ceiling. Life has no ceiling. Not mine, not yours, not anybody's. Life has no ceiling. We can go as far as we want, be more, do more, and give more. Life has no ceiling for any of us. We can go as far as we want, be more, do more, and give more. Life is limitless in its possibilities. Life is limitless in its possibilities. The only ceilings that exist are the ones we accept or create in our own minds. The only ceilings that exist are the ones we accept or create in our own minds. From generation to generation, people have proven that boundaries can be broken. Boundaries can be broken. Norms can be redefined, and impossibilities can be turned into reality. Norms can be redefined, boundaries can be broken, and impossibilities can be turned into reality. So, what are we talking about? Life is limitless in its possibilities. Why have we placed ceilings on our lives? Forgetting that we can go as far as we want, be more, do more, and give more. So live fully is to embrace this truth that life has no ceiling. Life has no ceiling. We can go as far as we want. Our backgrounds, struggles, or limitations do not define how far we can rise. Our backgrounds, our struggles, our limitations do not define how far we can rise. Meaning there is no excuse that is legitimate. If only we want to rise, there is no ceiling. What matters most is our willingness to dream, our discipline to act, and our resilience to keep going when challenges appear, to keep going when challenges appear, to keep going when challenges appear. Regardless of our challenges, we march on regardless. The human spirit has an incredible capacity to overcome. The human spirit, your spirit, my spirit, has an incredible capacity to overcome. And history is filled with stories of ordinary people who dared to believe in extraordinary possibilities. History is filled with stories of ordinary people, people like you and I, who dared to believe in extraordinary possibilities. Why would we settle? Because we think we have arrived, or we think nothing ever will change for good in our lives. We can be more. We can be more. Life constantly calls us to evolve, to shed old versions of ourselves and embrace new ones. Life is constantly calling us to evolve, to do more, to become more, and to give more. To shed our old versions so we can embrace new ones. Growth is not reserved for a selected few. Growth is not reserved for a select few. It is the birthright of anyone willing to stretch beyond their comfort zones. Growth is not reserved for a selected few. It is the birthright of anyone, you and I, if only we are willing to stretch beyond comfort zones. Growth is not reserved for a select few. It is the birthright of anyone willing to stretch beyond comfort zones. Every day offers an opportunity to become wiser, kinder, stronger, and more purposeful. Every day we all get new dawn, 24 hours for all of us. Every day offers an opportunity to become wiser, kinder, stronger, and more purposeful. So growth is not reserved for a select few. It is our birthright. And it can only become a birthright when we are willing to stretch beyond comfort zones. We can do more. Every skill we master, every challenge we face, and every door we knock on expands our capacity to achieve. Every skill we master, every challenge we face, and every door we knock on expands our capacity to achieve. The limits of our actions are often dictated not by our potential, but by our mindsets, our limiting beliefs. The limits of our actions are often dictated not by our potential, but by our mindsets, our limiting beliefs. When we see life as abundant and full of opportunities, we begin to realize that our contribution can always be greater. When you and I see life as abundance, when we see life as abundant, full of abundance everywhere we go, full of opportunities, we begin to realize that our contributions can always be greater. And most importantly, we can do more and become more. True fulfillment is not found in accumulation, but in contribution. True fulfillment. True fulfillment is found in accumulation, not in contribution. It's not found in accumulation. It's not found in the things we accumulate, but our contribution. To be fulfilled is not in accumulation, but in contribution. The measure of a life well lived is not just how far you went or how much you achieved, but how much you gave back to people, to causes, to generations. How can we give more if we don't have more? How can we do more if we don't know more? How can we become more if we don't learn more? When you give more, you multiply your influence and leave a legacy that outlives you. Now, how can we give more if we don't know more? How can we do more if we don't learn and have more? How can we become more if we don't learn more? How can we do more if we don't know more? So refuse to live as though life has a ceiling, because it does not. Refuse to live as though life has a ceiling. Break out of self-imposed limitations. Break out of self-imposed limitations. Silence the doubts that try to hold you back and walk boldly towards your potential. Break out of self-imposed limitations. Silence the doubts that try to hold you back and walk boldly toward your potential. You can go as far as you want. Be more than you imagined. Do more than you thought possible. And give more than you ever believed you had. That is the boundless gift of life. We can go as far as we want. Be more than we ever imagined. Do more than we thought possible. And give more than we ever believed we had. That is the boundless gift of life. In case you don't know, this 14 days to 14 September, I am telling you, you are a sports car. You are not meant for the regular roads. Yes, you. You are like a sports car. You are not meant for the regular road. So don't follow the crowd and settle. You are not meant for the regular roads. Every person is born with a unique potential. Yet not everyone understands the magnitude of what lies within him or her. And that is the sad aspect of life. People are doing things and excelling at them. Things you could have done more. But just because you couldn't understand the magnitude of what lies within you. So today I'm telling you that some of us are like sports cars, and you are a part of that group. Some of us are like sports cars, designed with precision, built for speed, engineered for excellence. But too often, we find ourselves stuck on ordinary roads, surrounded by traffic that keeps us from unleashing our true capacities. We are like sports cars, designed with precision, built for speed, engineered for excellence. But where are you going to drive that sports car? So too often, we find ourselves stuck on ordinary roads, surrounded by traffic that keeps us from unleashing our true capacities. A sports car is not meant to crawl through narrow, crowded streets. That's why some who bought those sports cars eventually had to put them in a museum. Roads bend or the Babe Faso. Roads bend and or the Babe Faso. The capacity of the car will not be felt. It is built for the open road where its power, agility, and design can be fully expressed. A sports car is not meant to crawl through narrow, crowded streets. It is built for the open road where its power, agility, and design can be fully expressed. In the same way, if you are wired for greatness, you cannot afford to limit yourself to environments, relationships, or mindsets that suppress your potential. In the same way, if you are wired for greatness, if you are wired for greatness, just like you are, you cannot afford to limit yourself to environments, relationships, or mindsets that suppress your potential. Staying on regular roads will only frustrate you because you were never designed for mediocrity. You were never designed for mediocrity. You were wired for greatness. You cannot afford to limit yourself to environments, relationships, or mindsets that suppress your potential. The more you stay on regular roads, the more you get frustrated because you were never designed for mediocrity. When you embrace the truth of who you are, you realize that your path will look different. This is something a lot of people are struggling with. Yes, you are different. You are different. So don't fit in. When you embrace the truth of who you are, you realize that your path will look different. This is the problem that a greater percentage of people are dealing with. A sports car is not meant to crawl through narrow, crowded streets. It is built for the open road where its power, agility, and design can be fully expressed. In the same way, you are wired for greatness. You are not just an ordinary person. You are wired for greatness. You cannot afford to limit yourself to environments, relationships, or mindsets that suppress your potential. That is why you are frustrated. That is why you are frustrated. You are a sports car. You are not meant for the regular roads. You are not meant for regular roads. You are designed with precision, built with speed, engineered for excellence. So if you get stuck in ordinary roads, surrounded by traffic that keep you from unleashing your true potential, your soul will bleed. Your soul will bleed. When you embrace the truth of who you are, you realize that your path will look different. You may have to leave familiar spaces, outgrow certain relationships, or decline opportunities that don't align with your capacity. When you embrace the truth of who you are, you realize that your path will look different. You may have to leave familiar spaces, outgrow certain relationships, or decline opportunities that don't align with your capacity. Not everyone will understand your drive, but that is because they were not built with your engine. They were not built with your engine. Not everyone will understand your drive, but that is because they were not built with your engine. Your pace, your vision, your destiny require roads that challenge and stretch you, not ones that confine you. Not everyone is supposed to understand your drive because they were never built with your engine. They don't have your capacity, and therefore they are not supposed to understand you. Your pace, your vision, your destiny require roads that challenge and stretch you, not roads that will confine you as a sports car. To live as a sports car is to honor your uniqueness. Accept that you are unique. It means refusing to settle for average when excellence is calling. Refuse to settle for average when excellence is calling. It means seeking spaces that push you to accelerate, to perform at your peak, and to live in alignment with your true design. While the journey may feel lonely at times, always remember sports cars are rare, and rarity is what makes them valuable. So stop trying to fit into roads that were never meant for you. Stop it. Stop trying to fit into roads that were never meant for you. Lift your head, fuel your vision, and drive with the paths that allow you to thrive. If the path doesn't allow you to thrive, it is not meant for you. Lift your head, fuel your vision, and drive into the path that allow you to thrive. Because you are not built for regular roads. You are built for greatness. You are built for greatness. You are not just ordinary. And so when you are settled for ordinary, your soul will bleed. You'll be frustrated in this life. Expand your capacity and see the fulfillment that will bring to your soul. Growth is a universal gift. Every human being, regardless of your background, your talent, or your status, you have the capacity to evolve, to learn, and to become more than you are today. So, in found baby, where you don't think you have arrived, don't settle. It doesn't matter the struggles you are going through. Don't think say you're bad. No, you have the capacity to become more, to stretch and to learn and to evolve. Unlike wealth, privilege, or power, which may be distributed unequally, growth is available to everyone. Did you hear? Unlike wealth, privilege, or power, which may be distributed to people unequally, growth is available to everyone who has a teachable spirit, who is ready to learn. Growth is not reserved for a selected few. Why? Because one, everybody has potential. Their own moon now feel say you are higher than also has the potential. Every person is born with seeds of possibility. Unfortunately, many people leave their seeds to go watch and water other people's seeds, so they are not able to grow and develop theirs. Everybody, every person is born with seeds of possibility. The difference lies in whether those seeds are nurtured. The seeds can be in us, and we can even die with those seeds. No wonder Martin Morris said the richest place is the cemetery, because a greater percentage of people die with all these seeds still stuck in them. Everyone has potential. Every person is born with seeds of possibility. The difference lies in whether those seeds are nurtured or not. Number two, growth is a choice, not a lottery. Growth is a choice, not a lottery. It isn't handed out to a chosen few. It is cultivated by those who are willing to be disciplined, curious, and consistent. Or starting FFF, why you 1 week now with Jai, you are not consistent, you can't grow. Growth is a choice, not a lottery that people chance into it, no? It isn't handed out to a chosen few. It is cultivated by those who are willing to be disciplined, curious, and consistent. Number three, life provides opportunity for everyone. Life provides opportunity for all. Challenges, experiences, and learning moments come to everyone. Those who embrace them grow. Those who ignore them remain the same. Life provides opportunity for all of us. Challenges, experiences, and learning moments come to every one of us. Those who embrace them grow. Those who ignore them remain the same. It has nothing to do with any devil or any demon. Choices. 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 Number four, history proves it. Many great people came from ordinary or disadvantaged beginnings, but their willingness to grow made them extraordinary. So we have no excuse. You and I have no excuse not to expand our capacities. People came from ordinary or disadvantaged beginnings, but their willingness, their readiness to grow made them extraordinary. So when we say growth is not reserved for a selected few, we are reminding ourselves that greatness is not exclusive. Whenever you hear people say growth is not reserved for a selected few, it is a reminder that greatness is not exclusive. It isn't about being born with privileges or geniuses. It is about taking what you have and intentionally stretching it. The truth is, anyone can grow, but not everyone chooses to. A greater percentage of people are growing older without growing up. Anyone can grow, but not everyone chooses to. The choice is ours to make. The choice is ours to make. Let's get into a higher dimension. And that is not just about acquiring more material wealth, but to become better humans. To become better humans. In a world driven by ambition and achievement, many people equate progress with material accumulation. Bigger houses, faster cars, prestigious titles, and overflowing bank accounts. These to them often serve as the yardstick of success. That is what their definition of success is. Praise the Lord for their lives. Yet true elevation, moving into a higher dimension of life, is not measured by what we acquired or what we acquire, but by who we become. Who are we becoming? Material wealth has its place. We can't be broken and say we have the power of God in us. For what exactly? When we are supposed to leave inheritance for our children's children. That is the definition of a good man. So we can't be poor, broken. Far from that. Material wealth has its place. It can provide comfort, security, and access to opportunities. We understand. But wealth alone does not guarantee peace, joy, and fulfillment. There are countless stories of people who acquired everything the world could offer and yet lived hollow, dissatisfied lives. Why, you might ask? Because higher living is not about possessions, it's about transformation. To rise into a higher dimension is to grow in character, wisdom, compassion, and purpose. Becoming a better human means developing the courage to forgive when it's easier to hold grudges. The humanity to learn when pride tempts you to act like you know it all. Because none of us knows it all. Becoming a better human means to have the humility to learn when pride tempts you to act like you know it all. To forgive when it is easier to hold grudges. And the discipline to act with integrity when shortcuts seem more rewarding. It is in the strength to serve others, the ability to love deeply, and the wisdom to see beyond yourself that true growth is found. Becoming a better human means developing the courage to forgive when it is easier to hold grudges. The humanity to learn when pride tempts you to act like you know it all. The discipline to act with integrity when shortcut seems more rewarding. It is the strength to serve others, the ability to love deeply, and the wisdom to see beyond yourself. That is true growth. A higher dimension always means shedding selfish pursuits and embracing responsibility, not just about acquiring material wealth. A higher dimension means shedding selfish pursuits and embracing responsibility. It's about recognizing that your life is not only about you, and everything you do affects other people too. About the impact you leave. When you elevate in kindness, empathy, and service, you rise higher than wealth could ever take you. When you elevate in kindness, empathy, and service, not because you allow people to take you for granted, or use you and dump you like you never existed. But when you elevate in kindness, empathy, and service, you rise higher than wealth could ever take you. I believe at the end of life, people will not remember how much we owned, but how much we gave of ourselves. Not because we allow people to exploit us. No, no exploitation. But people will always remember how we gave of ourselves. They will not celebrate the titles we wore, but the love and lessons we left in their hearts. That is why pursuing a higher dimension is not a race to acquire. It's not a race to acquire more things, but a journey to become a better human. So yes, work hard, succeed, and enjoy the fruits of your labor, but never mistake wealth for true elevation. A higher dimension is about becoming richer in soul, deeper in love, and greater in purpose. That is the kind of wealth no thief can steal and no time can erase. That is the kind of wealth that no thief can steal and no time can erase. So understand that as a sports car that you are made to be, if you just settle on the regular roads, your soul will bleed. If there's more you can do, please do so. If there's a higher dimension you can go, please do so. If you only settle for the regular roads, you'll be frustrated. Because as a sports car, you have a unique potential that a lot of people can never understand that magnitude. And some of us are like sports cars, designed with precision, built with speed, engineered for excellence. When you settle for ordinary roads, surrounded by traffic that keep you from unleashing your true potential, your soul will bleed. And that wouldn't be the fault of any demon or any devil. A sports car is not meant to crawl through a narrow or crowded streets. It is built for the open road, where its power, agility, and design can be fully expressed. In the same way, if you and I are wired for greatness, we cannot afford to limit ourselves to environments, relationships, or mindsets that will suppress our potential. So go through your life and find out if you're a sports car and the environment is limiting your agility, what are you supposed to do? We can all become more, we can all do more, and we can all give more and equally receive more too. So till I come your way again, same time tomorrow, same space, I say much love and blessings. 14 days to 14 September. This is what I wanted to share with you for today. Much love and blessing. Thank you for being on. To those of you who watch it later, you can also put your comments there and join the conversation. Much love and blessings.